Taxation. Taxation refers to the act of taxing authority actually levying tax. Taxation as a term applies to all types of taxes, from income to gift to a estate tax. It usually refers to any revenue collected, which is taxation. History of taxation. It is a matter of general belief that taxations are of recent origin, but in ancient times also taxes were levied in some form on a sale of purchase or merchandise or livestock. It was all over the world. Although taxation has a long history, it played a relatively minor role in the ancient world. Modern definition. Taxation is imposition of financial charge or other levying upon a taxpayer by the government or other functional equivalent of the state. Unlike the ancient times, modern taxation plays a major role today. The government's policy on taxation. The organizational history of Income Tax Department starts in the year 1922. In 1961, Direct Tax Advisory Committee set up a Direct Tax Administrative Inquiry Committee, constituted, and Income Tax Act of 1961 came into existence, which extends the whole India and become effective the 1st April of 1962. Every year, a budget is presented before Parliament by Finance Minister. Most important component of the budget is the Finance Bill, which contains amendments which are sought to be made in the area of direct tax levied by the central government. Thank you.
Indirect tax. Indirect tax are taxes in which the burden of paying tax is shifted through a change in price. It is levied on products or services, typically added to the prices of goods or services. Sales tax, value-added tax, excise tax, and customs duty are examples of direct tax. Sales tax. When people go to the malls or department stores to shop, they are already about to pay indirect taxes. The store collects and pays to the government, charging sales tax on goods and services. Goods such as household items, clothing, and other basic commodities are subject of such type of taxes. Value-added tax. Value-added tax is a form of sales tax. It is a tax on consumption levied on the sale, barter, exchange, or lease of goods or properties and services in the Philippines. It is also used for the importation of goods in the Philippines. Customs tax and octroi. Customs duty refers to the tax imposed on goods when they are transported across international borders. Octroi is a tax levied in some countries on various goods entering a town or city. Ever wonder why imported products are expensive? It is because of customs tax. When a container filled with goods from other country that enters in the US, for example, the importer pays a tax or customs tax, which is then passed on to consumers. Excise tax. Excise tax is also very common, a tax charged on goods produced within the country. This is opposite to custom duty. Its another name is CENVAT or Central Value Added Tax, payable by the manufacturer who shifts the tax burden to retailers and wholesalers. When manufacturer buys the raw materials for the company's product, for example, tobacco for cigarette companies, they already need to pay indirect taxes on the items. Through a part of the normal course of business, the manufacturer can pass on the burden to the consumers by selling the cigarettes at a higher price. Service tax. It is a tax on paid services you take. Few of the major services which comes under vicinity of service tax are telephone, tour operator, architect, advertising, health center, banking and financial services, and etc. It is charged to the individual service providers on cash basis, charged on services rendered to consumers such as food bill in a restaurant. To sum it up, what are the advantages of taxes? It helps the government in its revenue, which is used to facilitate people of a country. It helps people to control inflation. It restricts government to take loan from World Bank. It utilizes public money in social welfare such as the buildings and infrastructures in our country. So what are the disadvantages of taxes? Disadvantage of taxes: it restricts common people to get extra happiness at some extent, and if government misuse tax, we don't have any control of it. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something today. See you to my next video.